Ladies and gentlemen, from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, this is the open media workout for the Rage on the Red Sea. Usyk versus Joshua 2. 12 rounds of boxing for the unified heavyweight championship of the world. Set to make his ring walk, his professional record, 24 victories, 2 defeats. He has 22 big wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Watford, England, here is the 2012 Olympic gold medalist and the 2-time former unified heavyweight champion of the world, the fighting pride of all the United Kingdom, Anthony A.J. Joshua.
Well, just look at the change of atmosphere in here. If you've got a camera phone on you, it's pointed at Joshua. There's cameras here from all over the world. Everybody is looking at the challenger, making his way to his media workout. It's Anthony Joshua, accompanied by his team. Of course, it's a changed team. In comes Robert Garcia to work with Angel Fernandez, the only survivor from the previous regime. And Anthony Joshua said yesterday, I can't go back to London until I've got those belts. Well, he gets that opportunity in just a few days' time. Just down the road from where we are now, Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua, all of those questions that we've been asking all week. To be honest, all of those questions that we've been asking since the first fight, they will be answered.
Yeah, fascinating fight, really. The Ruiz rematch was a fascinating one. We were thinking, immediate rematch. What will his, mentality be like? Psychologically, will there be scars there? Will he be gunshot? We didn't know what to expect, but he got the job done. He lost nearly a stone in weight. Boxed tactically, kept it long, tied him up close, never got involved, did what he had to do. This is completely different. As we said, it's literally roles reversed. He's got to go in, he's got to be aggressive, he's got to take chances. It couldn't be, it's polar opposite, it couldn't be more different.
But he is a man who knows how to win an immediate rematch. He's done it before. How much of the talk behind closed doors will be, you can do it. He's got to go about it in a different way, but he's done it before. That must be such a psychological and mental advantage to know that you've done it before, you can do it again.
Yeah, exactly. That's where you'll source confidence from, and that's what Robert Garcia will be instilling in him. He'll say, you've done this before, you've been beaten, everyone wrote you off, you came back, you did what you had to do, and you won the fight. You've got to make adjustments this time. It's just this time you've got to do it the other way. This time you've got to be aggressive, you've got to start fast, you've got to take control of the fight.
Robert Garcia, he's coached some brilliant fighters right up there. Mikey Garcia, you would think he'll probably be a future Hall of Famer. I looked though at the aggressive fighters that he had come out of that gym. You said yesterday Antonio Margarito, you had Marcus Maidana. I mean, you cannot get any more aggressive.
No, and it's interesting that Maidana, particularly Maidana, because when he took Maidana on, people was telling Robert Garcia, don't waste your time with him, he's finished. That you can draw comparisons to this one. I'm not saying everyone was saying don't train, Joshua is finished, but a lot of people were writing AJ off coming into this fight, saying Usyk will stop him, and all the rest of it. So I think Robert Garcia, he likes the challenge. He spoke with AJ. They spoke in depth. He had several conversations, and he liked what he heard. He thinks he wanted to know, does he still have the love for it? Does he still have the ambition? And he said that he was happy that he did have that, and he said he can work with him.
And you'd think by Anthony Joshua taking himself out of a comfort zone, and I'm not saying that living up in Sheffield away from his family was any sort of comfort zone, but he was a world-class elite amateur in the Sheffield setup, and he stayed there as a professional. He's decided to decamp to Loughborough and then to come out here weeks and weeks in advance. That shows he's not prepared to settle for what worked for him before and probably what was comfortable to him.
Yeah. He really wants it. He's a wounded animal. His pride's hurt. and he wants revenge, he wants redemption, and he still has ambitions. He wants to go on and still achieve more things in boxing. This isn't the end of the road for him, or he certainly doesn't want it to be the end of the road for him. If he did, he'd have just stuck to what he knew, stayed with what was familiar, stayed up in Sheffield, but he hasn't. He's gone out there, he's travelled around America, he spoke with several trainers. This wasn't a knee-jerk reaction. He interviewed, if the interview's the right word, lots of different guys for this gig, and he sat down with Robert. He liked what Robert had to say to him. Robert liked what he had to say back to him, and they're both settled. They said it's gone really well. They're all on the same page. They're all singing from the same hymn sheet. And I've got to be honest. Speaking with Robert Garcia earlier, I thought this was probably a 70-30 fight in favour of Usyk. Now having spoken to Robert Garcia, I'm starting to think it's 60-40, if not more.
Just to address the dynamic here, the pad work is coming actually from Angel Fernandez. That shouldn't be too much of a surprise. He was retained from the previous camp, renowned as a brilliant pad man, and that may sound an insult to some people, because people say, oh, just a pad man. It sounds like an insult. Angel, a very good trainer of Richard Riakpour and Kieran Malloy and other fighters in his own right, but Robert Garcia takes a step back here to observe, and you can't quite hear him, but he's just watching from afar, which is an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, well, you see that with other fighters as well. I've seen lots of trainers, head trainers, have another guy giving the pads, and they can stand back and watch. It gives them a different perspective.
It's still only one voice in the corner, though, and that will be Robert Garcia's. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's the key element. I don't think that the key. Robert Garcia I don't believe, brings a major thing. Ain't going to change anything really gym-wise, but it's the mindset, the conversation, and the corner work on the night.
Is he showing us anything here that we can take note of?
I don't think so, but I've noticed it's all on the front foot. He's not moved around the ring, backing up here. He's holding the centre of the ring, and and Anders is the guy doing covering the rounds. He's working, doing the peripheral. It's AJ holding the centre of the ring, and looking, they're working on body shots.
Yeah, that was really interesting, wasn't it? Robert Garcia just broke the work there and just sort of feinted a shot to the body.
Yeah.
I mean, the talk of tactics is fascinating. I know it is our job to dissect absolutely everything, but difficult to think of a fight that we've done in the recent times where tactics is spoke about so much, that so much is there to be discussed.
Yeah, well, I think it was so obvious from the first fight that tactically they got it wrong. They boxed with the boxer and they got it wrong. So it's clear to I think everyone that this time he can't afford to do that. He's got to take the fight to Usyk.
And there is barely any room to operate here. Every single camera lens in the room that was either doing interviews or live streaming is now tuned on this relatively small ring in the middle of the Saudi city here in Jeddah. The rematch for the IBF, WBA and WBO heavyweight titles, and this week the Ring magazine added to the mix as well as Tyson Fury vacates. The countdown on now. Just hours until everybody decamps just down the road to the King Abdullah Sports City Arena, Saturday night. I wonder if Alexander Usyk will be watching this as Anthony Joshua punches the mitt out of Angel Fernandez's grasp. I'm just looking around. Usyk was based in a squash court just around the corner from my line of sight. He isn't watching. I know he did watch in London. We don't believe he's actually made it to the arena yet, so he's definitely chosen not to watch. Hopefully, wherever you are, Alexander, you're watching on our live stream. Thank you for joining us if you are. Joshua with the boots. He's got roaring lions on the outside, and on the instep of both boots he has the Union Jack and the colours of the Nigerian flag with hustle. And of course his management company 258 branding on there. And Eddie Hearn, obviously, as is his job, has really gone out on a limb this week. He believes if Anthony Joshua wants those belts back, he's never going to have a better chance. It has to be on Saturday night.
Time, put your hands together, Anthony AJ Joshua.
So AJ, Anthony, if we could just get a very quick word. You've been out here for over a month with the new team.
Thank you, bro.
How's it been?
Saudi's been good to me. Shout out to everyone in Saudi. Had a good time. Everyone at my hotel has been looking after me. Everyone at the gym. It's been like a second home.
And good memories from last time.
Yeah. I'm about to create new ones.
How much has that experience of going into the immediate rematch, the fact that you've walked this path before, how much has that helped you in the build-up to this fight?
You know what I learned? Like, previous experiences are helpful, but it's all about the night, right? What you do on the night. So yeah, I don't know how much it will help me, but I'm focused and I'm just ready to get the job done.
But you've always shown a great ability to adapt and learn quickly during your career. How much did you learn at Spurs last September?
Well, I feel like one of my main strengths is I'm a quick learner, I'm a sponge. But ultimately, right, aside from all the learning and stuff like that, it's a fight. It's a fight, that's it. Whoever throws the most punches and lands the most punches wins. That's all that matters, isn't it?
Everybody keeps talking about how you need to do this and that and do things differently. For you, is it a case of showing us something new, or is it a case of getting in there and showing everybody who you've always been?
Do my best. Just doing my best. And that's all I can do.
Okay, I've got to ask you for a prediction. It's the law.
What's everyone saying? Inshallah. We're going for a knockout.
Thanks very much. Good luck on the weekend.